Hey, I'm Eric.
I'm Danny.
And this is E-Bike Garage. This is a SIKK bike. It's literally a SIKK bike.
It's gonna be sicker
It's
in a
pretty
minute.
sick. We're gonna make it way sicker. All right, this is the kit we got. It is a 1,000 watt. We're doing a front hub motor on this. So what's in here? Foam. I'll show it. We got a bag.
We got a 20 amp hour charger. It's labeled amp hour. Now, that's a rating you give a battery, not a charger. 2.5 to 3 amps.
Now this is pretty nice. I don't think this, you could fit SLAs in there, but that's not a bad battery bag. It's got some holes to run your wires through.
Pretty decent, little gargantuan.
Yeah, it's kind of floppy
in
too.
my opinion, a little gargantuan, not sturdy enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't really trust a battery in that.
It's
Yeah.
it's just there.
What's in the box? All the bits. Every e-bike adds a ton of wires to it. There's wires going to everything.
Goodies, we got some
Grips.
grips.
These are quality things. Probably not going to use those.
Looks like we got a half twist throttle. Now this is,
I don't think this one has an LCD screen.
no, you just get 3 LEDs. So basically you have 99 through 66%, 66 through 33, and 33 through 0. So
Yeah.
that's basically the starter kit with the controller.
Yeah, that'll keep this bike real simple and rugged too. Having an LCD screen, it's nice to know all that stuff, but you don't need it. And it's one thing that like can get broken off and all that stuff.
Well,
this thing will be a proper all-terrain off-roader once we're done with it. Already is.
now you want to check, make sure everything's in good condition. 'Cause little things can stop, like this red pin that's
Yeah, push
out
that
right
in.
from the factory.
Yeah.
So that right there can stop everything.
That's gotten me before.
So we're gonna have
Definitely
to tuck
push
that
back
in.
Get you some pliers. Little tiny pliers. I'll continue going through this box here. What is our controller? This is the controller. It's the brains of the e-bike. It attaches the throttle, the battery, and the motor. So when you twist the throttle, it tells how much juice to pull from the battery and send to the motor. And this is a DC motor controller by lithium battery. 48 volts, 26 amps. So that's pretty good. So we go pretty quick.
That's it.
26 amps.
1200 watts, 48 volts.
Yeah, 48 times
12.
26.
Times 26, 1200 watts.
Cool.
That's
So
it.
yeah, this is gonna be better than 1,000 watts.
Yep, and there's some secrets to that too. This has some
Yeah.
this has some more secrets inside that
We
can
could
be
shunt
unlocked.
mod it.
That's it. And
I
then
don't know.
what do you think the amps is gonna be when you do a shunt modification?
It's probably gonna go up to 40 amps.
It depends on the size of the wire.
Yeah.
If you put a very thin strand, then the minimal amount of amps. So the bigger the wire, then the more amps. But you
The
risk.
battery we're using though will only put out 30 amps.
So
Yeah.
so in
So
that
even if
case,
we're only
you
getting
have. So
4
in this
amps.
case, you want to leave the room for error.
Yeah.
So leave it at the 26. That way, the 30 amp battery
Yeah.
has a little bit of play.
Yeah, it's not even worth opening it. And
Another
they come from
bike.
the factory all sealed. Like you can see they have seals all around to keep them waterproof. You have endless wires, throttle, one to go to the battery.
Quick disconnect.
Make sure you get a kit with a quick disconnect. Don't get the cheap ones that you have to like run the wire all the way to the wheel and then like connect it with bolts up here. That makes changing the tire like impossible.
Flat tire repair.
Yes, it's essential. So we're probably gonna have to paint this black because he was very specific on everything needs to be matte black.
Now these brake handles,
Yeah, that was great.
these are dual purpose. A, for stopping the bike. It stops the motor when you activate via a continuous wire. It breaks the connection. Now, when you have a sine wave controller, that's how you activate regenerative braking. This is more of a conventional kit that doesn't have the regenerative braking, so these are basically cut-off switches. You know, I have literally repaired somebody's bike by telling them to let go of the brake.
Yes.
They were holding onto the brake.
Yes.
And they're like, it doesn't work.
It's the constant problem. These are a constant problem all the time.
Next is the brushless motor.
Yes.
So at this point, we have a 4-inch. Now, this is what I like about this wheel. Double wall.
Good hardy wheel.
It's very strong. There you go. You have your standard 25 millimeter magnet, 1,000 watts. Looks like we have some thicker 12 gauge spokes on here.
That's pretty good. It's dual wall.
Then you get the dual wall, so it's
Feels hardy.
very durable.
These motors are awesome too. There's like nothing going on inside. Inside, only the motor exists in this kind of outer area right here. This is kind of like empty in here. And this is just rare earth magnets in a circle, and then on both sides, a bunch of coils of copper all the way around. There's one moving part, which is the, so the axle stays centered, and then the wheel and the hub spin around the axle.
Yeah, so inside you have the copper coils. The magnets are rotating. So that's the rotor, whereas the electric and the wires is the stator part of the motor.
And it just uses the magic of magnetism. Makes you go 30 miles an hour real quick.
Pure magic.
Yeah.
Pure magic.
Yeah. Makes no noise. This room smells like gasoline in no way. Makes no toxic fumes. And goes faster than, you keep up with mopeds.
You can beat them.
Yeah.
You can go faster than them.
Yeah.
They're not. There's not a competition anymore.
I like when they're waiting at the stoplight, and then you hop on the sidewalk and roll around them, and then go right back on the road. Boom!
Oh,
just saved about a minute and a half right there.
They have no idea what hit them.
Yeah, these are cool. Look how simple that is. That's a ton of power. We just have to put a big old battery to supply it with power. You have to be a little creative with how you're going to do it. This bike is difficult because every bar is angled, and every battery mounting surface is flat. So when you take a battery like this is a Whale Shark off the shelf, 48 volt, 16.5 amp hour battery. These are cool. They're pretty big. They lock to the bike and they mount pretty easily. Like usually this is a water bottle mount and it pops right onto a lot of bikes. This bike isn't going to be that easy. So, you can't really mount it there. There's nowhere to mount to. Two angles. There's no room in here. You could do Harley Davidson style. I think the best decision is to use a rear rack. Again, this bike has no mounts for a rear rack because it's a SIKK bike. Why would it bother with that? So, I figure rear rack, battery like this, pop on there, kind of flows with it. Looks good, I think. Kind of high center of gravity, but there's not any other option on this bike. And these rear racks, this will mount right to it.
Well, when you got a beach cruiser tires like this, I don't think you're exactly going to be doing knee dragging, motorcycle turning. You know what I mean? We're at a point where it matters with the battery being on the back like that. It's more for comfort and just getting down the road.
All right, so I have to attach this battery mount to this seat-posted rear rack. So I'm going to have to drill a hole through this right here, and then that'll allow the battery to slide on like that. You can take it off, and that'll make kind of like a nice rounded edge to the back of the bike. Should look all right and match the bike. So I need to mark 2 holes, drill through it, put a big bolt. 2 of them right through there.
And this, I'm going to slide the wheel up there, and then if you could.
Let me see if I have to.
Sweet. Adjust the rotor a little bit.
Looking like a bike again.
Looking like an e-bike.
Yeah. You look like you're having a heart attack. Want to hit it? That's on there.
I have a friend that he's an expert. He's like, I love bikes. I'm like, can you take these grips off for me? He puts it down on the floor, holds it down like he's killing it.
Yeah, pulls it up with his foot.
He holds it down and throttle, like that's literally. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you know, if you squeeze this open, you squeeze a little bit of WD in there, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. You push and pull. Yes, there you go. Teamwork.
That's it.
Push and pull. What are you doing now? Wrapping?
All right, at this point, we're probably gonna have this tie in somewhere.
Yeah, should probably throw a zip tie between that to hold those two. Actually, I don't know.
Well, hold on, we got this.
Maybe this should come down.
That's gonna
Oh wait, no, this. Oh, we have to upside down our Sturmy Archer.
You know, that's
Yes, we have no choice but to upside down
none
the gear shift.
whatsoever.
This is a unfortunate aspect of doing handlebars where you have the throttle. This throttle you can't put on this side; it would be upside down, and this would be more weird to have upside down
But the good thing is,
than the
it's
3-speed.
it's not upside down if you consider the numbers. The numbers
not
are still
upside-
the same numbers.
It doesn't matter. It's just that the numbers now are upside down.
Yeah. So it's one is easy, one is hard,
Yeah.
but you still got the option. It's still the same. It's just backwards is
Yeah.
the rotation now.
That's good too, because now you can zip tie it. Now this will be nice and connected to this more thick wire.
yeah, and now you're not
There
gonna
you
know
go.
the difference.
Upside down, but what can you do? All right, so we're gonna run it down here. We can't really run it in the frame without drilling big old holes in it. So what we're probably gonna do is drill 2 little holes on the bottom, and then we can put zip ties through the frame that will hold this nice and snug to the frame. And once we tighten this up, we can make that nice and straight. And then we'll put the controller somewhere in either right here or right here. Right here. Go. 1 zip tie hole. There we go, and we'll run a zip tie through one, out the other, and that'll hold this right in the middle right there.
Nice.
Easy to do.
So that's how you do it.
Yes, and you see that fishes right through the other hole? Bam. Then you got your zip tie right there ready to hold your wires, nice and clean looking. Start them off loose, put all your things in here. Don't tighten them until you got all of them attached. I think this is a YouTube innovation that YouTube has not seen before.
I have not seen that. I have not seen that. This is trademark stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
sure you don't want to patent that?
I don't think I can. I will. I'm happy to offer this
To
to
donate
the general
it?
public.
Donate that?
I care more about everyone having good e-bikes.
That looks clean.
Yeah, look how nice that is.
I mean,
Let's cut that
we haven't
off.
even cut the zip ties, and it looks a lot
Looks
better
like-
than
Yeah.
one zip tie around the frame.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
just looks a lot better already.
And let's leave this loose until we have it connected to the controller and everything all wired. And then the end will come in. Let's straighten this all up, tighten those down, and lock it in place. Put some chicken in that rice or something.
Put some pizzazz on it.
All right, so now we are wiring the end of all of our controls into the end of our controller over here. So we're going to attach all this, but to avoid having to look at all of this mess of wires, this is 1.5 inch heat shrink tubing. You can get this off Amazon. We'll have it links below. And yeah, I usually buy this like, I don't know, 5 feet at a time. And it's great for, you can kind of bunch up all your extra wires in here and stick them in and then heat shrink the whole thing in one little nice contained area over here. And then you don't have to, everything looks nice and clean and waterproof and good. So yeah, 1.5 heat shrink tubing. Useful. Always remember, put your heat shrink tubing on before you connect all your wires. I've done it a million times. You connect all your wires, spend all this time connecting everything, and then you're like, oh, I forgot the heat shrink, and you have to undo everything. Alright, so this is going to go under here. This guy needs to also go the other way through the heat shrink. This is our motor cable we're running through here. So now we have this mess of cables coming out of the controller. So first, let's connect everything else and we'll do the battery last. Generally a good idea. Let's make sure our battery is off as well. Yes. Alright, so you can't really screw this up. Each connector only connects to one. They do it like they set them up male and female and different pin counts. So you can't really screw this up. You can only connect it into the right thing. So this is a brake connector. So you see red and blue goes to purple and black. That makes sense, right? Here's another brake connector, purple and black to red and blue. You can tell these are brake connectors because they only have 2 wires. This is the throttle, has 6 wires. This is pedal assist. We're not doing pedal assist on that bike, so it's staying loose. This is another thing that apparently we don't need.
Cruise control.
Cruise control.
Cruise control, pedal assist.
And
Throttle is the first 3. The last 2 are continuity for on-off switch, and the green is indicator for the 48 volt.
there you go. And so the rest of this stuff we'll just throw into the shrink wrap and close it in. And then these guys, I think our battery even has the right connectors. Would God be that nice to us?
I think it's golden.
Oh man, yes. Look at that. The controller and the battery from different companies have the correct connector.
Now here goes that famous spark.
Now the
Charge
battery's off.
Oh, so you're gonna, so once you plug it in, so it's no spark.
There's no spark. Get a battery with a power switch.
Nice. I like the spark.
Yeah, the spark's fun.
Bam!
You want to turn it on so we can show them the spark? It's not going to hurt anything, I don't think.
They charge capacitors.
And
we go.
spark time. Woo!
Nice.
Ah,
Sparky.
yeah, and our bike's alive.
That's some juice.
Our bike should work. No, not yet. I haven't plugged this wire in. That's the beauty of electric. Once everything is plugged in, it works. There's no like priming the gas. Just plug it in. Line up. So on these quick connects, there's 2 little black arrows. You'll see one there, and there's another one on here. Line those 2 arrows up, and just squish them together real good. Yeah. There we go. I think our bike is working. Let's try it. On switch. Ooh, we got lights. Do we spin a wheel? Should put it here. Wheel spin test. She's alive.
That bead looks good on that tire too.
Fast. Nice and it's smooth too. That is a nicely balanced wheel. Oh, that's sweet, man. This bike's gonna be fast, dude. Did I ever tighten that brake? I don't believe I tightened the front brake. We will find out soon.
Yeah, before the test drive.
No, I definitely did not. Oh, that's a good sound too. Sounds like a jet engine. This bike is gonna be cool. Love it. Turn test.
Nope. Well, you're not going to turn that far.
Yeah,
But it made it. Should we pull it a
Good.
little bit more? There we go. It makes it.
we got plenty of space. Right there. That look good.
Mm-hmm.
I got some. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. Tighten. Tighten. All right. So heat shrink. I have everything jammed up in there. A few cables that are kind of too long, and just kind of like rolled them up and stuck them in there. So you want to push it up as close as you can to where it starts, avoid any kinks in it. And you want to start from the top and work down. So hopefully we can keep a nice tight connection. And work in circles. Today on Ebike Garage, we have electrified this SIKK bike. It's literally a SIKK bike. All black, 48 volt, 16.5 ampere hour battery, mounted the 26 amp controller right here, running up to 1,000 watt front motor. No, 1,200 watt. Or 1,200 watt, right?
1,200 watts.
Cool, this thing is going to be fast. So yeah, this is a removable battery, pops right onto the back like that. And we kept this bike all matte black and working.
Got your on-off switch up here. Hit the throttle, and then you're good to go.
Throttle, simple bike. Those brake levers, that thing's going quick. So this bike should be good for about 30 miles an hour. Yeah, that sounds good. That's gonna go quick.
So there we go, it's done. The SIKK bike is electric.
Tire on the beach? Kinda. Not in this loose sand. But any harder sand you can. In snow it's good, in mud it's good. Fort Lauderdale beach sand ain't having it. But that thing is a lot of fun. Even on the road, you can really lean into stuff. You can get a lot of power off of it. It's all-wheel drive, pedal the back, motor the front. This thing cool. This is literally a SIKK bike, and we made it a little sicker. So that's the electrified SIKK bike. My name is Eric, and this thing is freaking awesome. Until the next episode, I'll see you guys later.